welcome everyone. Let's see. I hope that am I being visible, my friends? So if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything is working good, just let me know so that I can proceed. Just type a comment. And for the general public, this is a class that I am teaching. Welcome everyone for my college students. This is something I'm teaching for my college students. And let's see. No, it is okay. Good. Ryan says yes. Okay, wonderful. For the general public, this is not meant for the general public. This is not going to be a short video. It's going to be a very lengthy. I'm going to pause. I'm going to repeat something 5 times. Go very slow. So this is I'm actually teaching a live class for my college students to help them out. So if any general public would be watching this video, then you know that you're going to have to put up with this long pause and slowness and all those things. But it's going to be good teaching. If you want to learn, you're welcome to. Okay. So here, what I'm going to do right now is the second lab that we have assigned, 1.1.4.6, that lab, 1146. So I'm going to go to the NetAcad 1146. 1146. Okay, open up that and lab configuring routers. Okay, so this gives me only a documentation. There's no PKA file, there's no packet tracer file for it. Therefore, we're going to work with this, and let's see. Some places, I guess, in some spots we'll have to type up something, but it's okay. We are going to create our packet tracer file. This looks almost the same as the skills exam that we had done at the end of the semester 1. So let's get started. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and start the packet tracer program. So PACKET, here is my packet tracer. I'm going to open that up. Okay, I opened up the packet tracer program. Let us go ahead and create a file. Save this file save as. I'm gonna probably name it lab 1146 lab 1.1.4.6 and then everyone should write your name. Okay, be sure to write your name, lab 1.1.4.6, and then your name, and then whatever folder you're choosing for the moment. And I'm going to select my folder in my flash drive that I want to choose. Okay. Okay, labs done. Cisco. Okay. I'm choosing to whatever I need to select, save, and now here I have a blank file. I'm going to follow the instructions and create this packet tracer file. Okay, I think that should work. Make a little bit smaller font so I can see it. Okay. On this side, I'll make a little bigger font. Option, preferences, fonts. I'm gonna make it probably 16. Apply. Good. Now, let's follow the instruction and do it. Okay. Now everything is working. Okay. There's an echo close to your YouTube tab. I hear the echo too. Okay. Okay. I think I know what the echo is about. Close that. Okay. I was watching live here. I'm going to take that off because live, I guess live was playing here. That's why your channel. Okay, I hope that the echo is now gone, my friends. If the echo is gone, then you just let me know that echo is gone, then I will know that yes, I fixed the echo. Okay, okay. And how do I, let's see, how do I find that out? Echo is gone, then I will know that yes, I fixed the echo. And how do I, let's see, how do I find it out? I believe what's happening to it is going to my channel. Okay, how do I go live now? Okay, now the echo might have briefly come back, and then echo should be gone now again. If echo is all the way gone, somebody write me the comment again. The echo is completely gone. Okay, I believe it is. But if the echo comes back, then let me know. Otherwise, we're good. Okay, so let's start. Okay, objective, part 1, set up the topology and initialize device. Okay, let us go ahead and set up the topology. And the topology is right here. There. One switch, one router, and 2 PCs. Okay, fine. So I go here all the way to the end of my screen. As you see, I'm gonna grab one PC. So here's what I'm gonna do. Right here, click on this end devices, choose a PC. So here's my PC. Good. Then I'm gonna go for a switch. Network devices. Click on the switch, and I see all the switches. 2960, the very first one, very first switch I'm gonna get. Good, I got that. Then maybe I'm gonna move a little bit, tiny bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna get a router. So click on the router, get 1941, the second one, 1941. We do that one. Okay, get another PC, end devices, then click on the PC. Yes, another PC. Okay, I hope that if they are not enough far apart, we can actually move a little bit like that, move that much, close, move a little bit more, move a little bit more. Okay, that should be good. Now I need to connect them. Easy. Connect between the PC and switch. It shows what port of the switch on this side. Fast Ethernet 06 on that port, and the PC has only one port, that is the network interface card NIC. So let's take the cable. So click on this button. If you see my mouse, that's lightning. Right here, we have so many cables. The copper cable straight through. Choose that one. On the PC side, click on with it. PC has only Fast Ethernet 0. Only one Fast Ethernet port. Click on that. So cable is connected. On the switch side, I'm going to click on it, and Fast Ethernet 06 is what I'm going to choose. Okay, here I am, chosen. Now, next, I'm going to bring another cable from the switch side. It will be fast Ethernet 05 and on the router gigabit 01. So let's connect them. Again, I choose this black cable. I choose this black cable, that is the copper straight through. Bring the black cable again. Click on the switch, fast Ethernet 05. Choose 05. On the router's end, I'm going to choose gigabit 01. Gigabit 01, not 00. Done. Other end. Now another cable. So I'm going to go again to the black copper cable. Grab, bring it here. On the router side, gigabit 00. On the PC side, there's only one fast Ethernet. So I'll choose that. That's it. So the topology is done. I'm going to go ahead and create the labels like this, or the port labels. Okay. So normally, if I take this, if you look at the buttons on the top on the toolbar, see one says place note. That's the one I'm going to select, place note. And on here, on a little bit up here, I'm going to choose F06. F0/6. That's my port on this side. I could move this a little bit later. Move it. Okay. Okay. Now, on this side would be F05. So I'm going to click again this label. Click again and put F05. F05. Got that one done. I could always move. Oh, it's already showing some of them. I do not know whether I had to do that or not. Okay. Okay. I see. Oh, with the mouse over, it's going to show. But I would like to show it permanently, so I do need to write it down. On this side, gigabit 01. So click on the label, and I'm going to write here gigabit 01. Gigabit 01. On this side, gigabit 00. Again, on the label, gigabit 00. 0. Okay, good. So those are done. And then I can click back on here. Now I can move them. Move this writing a little bit up or down. That will be easy. Okay, good. Looks good now. Here, now I can change these labels to PCA instead of PC0. Switch would be S1. I can do that. How? Here's it. What it says PC0. I just click on it and start typing. Backspace. Okay, type PCA. Capital P, capital C, A. Now it looks good. On this one, switch one, just click on it, on that writing, and choose S1. On the router, R1, so I'm going to choose R1. PC1, I'm going to choose PCB. Okay, that part is done. So now, what is the instruction? Instruction part 1, okay, set up the topology, I have done. Initialize the devices. Cable equipment to match the network topology, I did that. Initialize and restart the router and the switch, I have not done that part yet. And in the, how do we do the initialize? Why they're asking for the initialization? Just think, the best way to think would be, think these routers and switches, they came from another work environment, from another company. They are used routers and switches. They have their old configuration file on them already. So you are going to erase the old configuration and do a, start building new configuration on it. So let me see if they have the appendix where that's going to tell you all the way down. That way you can follow more easily, where it will tell you how to initialize, how to erase your startup configuration, how to erase a VLAN.dat on the switch right here. At the very bottom of the file, it says Appendix A, initializing and reloading a router and a switch. Let's follow the instruction. I'm going to go into the router. I'm going to go to the enable mode. And all I have to type erase startup config. That way, the startup config will be done. After that, I'm going to just do a reload. That's all I'm going to have to do. So let's do that to the router. So first I'm going to the router, R1. In the router R1, when it says, would you like to enter the initial configuration, say no. You don't do that. Or just N or no. Okay. Now, you go to the enable mode, EN. I'm in the privileged exec mode now. In the privileged exec mode, what I'm going to do, I'm going to type erase startup config. ERA, then tab, it says erase. Just ST tab startup config. That's it. Erasing any pre-existing configuration file. Though we know in our case they are brand new routers. I didn't have to do this, but we are following through the instruction. Enter. Okay. Confirm, just press enter. Done. After the configuration file startup config has been erased, we're going to reload, reboot the router. RELOAD. Enter. Confirm. Enter. That's it. It's going to reload. So I have to do the same thing on the switch, but for the switch, we're going to do one more step. Switch may have some VLAN information, virtual LAN was done before. There's one more file we're going to erase. That will be VLAN.dat. Now the router is coming up and saying, do you want to do the initial configuration dialog? I say no. Enter. Now I'm back into the router. Enter, so enable, enter, good, we're in the router. Router is good to go. Let's look at the switch now, S1. On the S1, okay, why not just change the preference to always show? I didn't quite understand, Ryan, what comment you made. Why not just change the preferences to always show? Okay, I'll figure that out later. So let's, if you do, oh, I know what you meant. You meant the label to always to show. Always show. Yes, yes you can. Ryan has said a good thing. Let me tell you what he's saying. What he's saying, I wanted you to learn how to write the labels as a part of the file. I could have gone there, options, preferences, and then always show the port labels in logical workspace. If I do that, check that, and then basically see in the bigger screen like that. Okay, I went to the preferences, options, preferences, and I chose always show port labels in logical workspace. Yes, you can. Yes, you can do that, and it's going to show the labels on their own. So if I do that, now it's going to show twice because I already wrote it as well. So what I'm going to do now, back to the small screen. Okay, I close it, and now it's going to show twice. Yes, because I already have written down. So I'm going to go back and show not to show, choose not to show. Okay, always show port labels. Okay, I unchecked that now. Okay, now I'm going to go to the switch. Here's my switch, S1. And enable. And in there, of course, I'm going to do erase startup config. I would also want you to see this other part of the appendix. When we show flash right here, if we use this command show flash, it's going to show the contents of the flash memory, and you will see there is this file called vlan.dat. That file has previously configured VLAN information, VLAN. Therefore, I'm going to delete the VLAN.dat. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to erase the startup config. So I'm in the switch. So let's do show flash. SHOW, just FL tab show flash. Okay, enter. In this case, we did not have a config file because it's a brand new router, brand new switch. We do not have a VLAN.dat. Okay, VLAN.dat. We don't have that. Okay, and again, that's all I have. Okay, so but I'm going to still follow the instructions anyway, just so you practice. Type delete, del tab, delete VLAN, just VL tab. Didn't do VLAN.dat. This is a file name. It is not a part of the command. Delete VLAN.dat. Enter. Delete file name. Enter. Confirm. Again enter. VLAN is gone. I'm back in the switch in the privileged exit mode. I'm going to type now erase startup config. ERASE and ST tab. Erase startup config. Enter. Enter. Okay. Good. Fantastic. Now I'm going to do a reload on the switch. RELOAD. Reload. Okay. Switch is reloading. So router and switch both are being reinitialized. Basically, we are erasing previous configuration. Here I'm in the switch. Enable. Enter. Boom. Good to go. Now let's follow the next part of the instruction. I go up all the way. Go up to the file. Okay, part 1. Let's go back all the way here in the big writing. I was actually following from here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go objective. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go all the way down right here. I want it all to be here. Part 1, set up the topology right here. Okay, initialize and reload the router and switch. We have done that. Now let's go for part 2. Configure devices and verify connectivity. That's what I'm at right now. Part 2. Step 1. Configure the PC interfaces. Configure the IP addresses, subnet mask, default gateway. Those. So basically IP configuration on PCA and PCB. Easy. Let's go to PCA. PCA desktop. IP configuration. And I have this table. Looking at this table, PCA would be 192.168.1.3 and 255.255.0, 192. Okay, easy enough. 1.1. So I can just side by side keep them. Just type it up. 192.168.1.3. That's the PCA. And subnet mask is okay. Default gateway 192.168.1.1 is easy enough to type up. I didn't have to do copy and paste. So easy to type up that little information. So I have done that. Close it out. Now go to the PCB. PCB is here. Desktop IP configuration. Static. Here I'm going to do PCB 192.168.0 instead of 1 dot, it was 0.3. 192.168.0.3. 255.255.255.0 with a class C automatically comes up that. That's good. Default gateway. Default gateway is 192.168.0.1. Okay, the first IP on this range is the default gateway. Third one is our PC. Good. Close that. Okay. Fine. So that part is done. I go back here. Configure the router. I'm in step number 2 now. Here I am at. So we're going to start on the router, my friends. Let's see. It's talking about the ports. Just change the. It's talking about the ports. Yeah. I think we got it. Okay. Now I'm going to go to config mode. Okay, enable. So go to the R1, configure the router now. So I'm going to have that instruction side by side right here, so I can see the instruction and do it at the same time. R1. Okay. Right here. Here I am in the router. So I'm going to go ahead. See. Go here. Okay. Config T. Okay. What are they asking us to do? First thing, host name R. I'm just following the instruction here. Host name R1. Okay, easy. HOSTN tab host name capital R1. Enter. Good. Now disable the DNS lookup to prevent the router from attempting to translate incorrectly entered commands as though they were host names. So I would like to disable the router from DNS lookup. If I type a command incorrectly, the router is going to look for a DNS server to translate that into IP address. I don't need to do that. Sometimes then we're going to get hung for some time, and we could not type any more command. So let's stop the router from doing so. So how do I do that? No IP domain lookup. Type no IP DOM AIN domain, then dash L, then tab lookup. No IP domain lookup. Good, easy, done. Done that. Now it says require that a minimum of 10 characters to be used for all passwords. We're setting a rule for the passwords to make stronger passwords, password length. So I'm going to use this command, security passwords minimum length 10. It's all written in here for you. It's an easy lab, looks like. So let's all do it together easily. Just type ACC tab. Okay, security. No, did not do that. Okay, security. Okay, then password should have. Okay, now it's working. Okay, security, then passwords, then minimum MIN, and then tab, minimum length 10 characters long at least. Okay, this is my command. Security passwords minimum length 10, exactly as it's written in the instruction. Enter. Done. Besides setting a minimum length, list other ways to strengthen password. Okay, does anybody know anything that we can do to strengthen the password? Okay, remember encrypting the password. Okay, like all passwords should be encrypted. Okay, we could do that, and there are so many other rules we can do the password also. We have not learned that in the semester 1, but we have learned to encrypt all the password. That's one thing. We have learned exact timeout. We'll be doing that also. So let's go for this. I can write down here. Okay, that will be, how about encryption? Encrypting the passwords. Okay, now assign Cisco 12345 as the privileged exec password, and it's encrypted, so we'll type enable secret instead of enable password. That's going to be our privileged exec password. So let's type that. Enable and secret SEC would be Cisco, CISCO, Cisco 12345. That's it. Enter. Cisco 12345 is our privileged executive password, privileged exec password. Okay. Now assign Cisco con pass as the console password. Logging synchronous command. Okay, we're going to be doing that, and establish a timeout, enable login, add the logging synchronous command. Logging synchronous command synchronizes debug and Cisco iOS software output that prevents these messages from interrupting your keyboard input. If anyone does not remember that we learned in the first semester, that logging synchronous, that command, what it does, that while you are typing a command, you are in the middle of typing a command, and an interface has gone down or gone up, it shows you display that message. So while you're in the middle of typing the command, your command line is gone, you see many more lines showing up, popping up on your screen. That's very uncomfortable. Then you have to again go back and type the command all over the command line again. If you use this command right here, logging synchronous, then it will not do that anymore. Okay, while you are in the middle of typing command, it's not going to output the Cisco's log information there. Okay, so I'm going to go to the console. We're going to go to the console port, line console line, and use a password, this Cisco con pass, and set a timeout 50, meaning 5 seconds, 5 minutes 0 seconds. If somebody did not do anything, remain idle, you'll be logged out. We're going to use this login command that will so that it can prompt us to put the password when you are trying to log in. And logging synchronous command again, so our command typing will not be interrupted by logging messages, and then you are going to exit. Okay, so let's do that. Line con 0. First of all, we have to go to the console line. Line con 0. Good. Password, put a password in the console. So password would be Cisco conpass, CISCO conpass. Exit timeout, just type exe tab, exit timeout. In this case, 5 minutes. Also, I would like you to learn this. Exit timeout, then I'm going to type this question mark so I can see what I can do. Oh, okay, timeout in minutes, that's what I can do. Okay, so I put 5 minutes, then space. I put question mark again just to see what else I can put. Oh, then timeout in seconds. Oh, okay. So now I know those two things mean minute and second. Okay. So 5 and then 0, that will mean 5 minutes 0 second. You could put 5 minutes 30 seconds if you wanted to. Okay, for an example. Enter. That's done. So we're done with the console line. So I'm going to type exit to get out of the console line. Okay. Okay, now it says for the exit timeout command, what do the 5 and 0 represent? So 5 represents minute, 0 represents second. Okay. 5 equal to minute and 0 seconds. Okay, good. And then assign Cisco VTY pass. We're now going to talk about the virtual terminal, VTY line, or remote access. The console was the local access, we put a password. For the remote access via Telnet, if somebody wants to log in, we also want to put a password and do the logging synchronous command also. So he's from the remote location when he's typing command, he will not be interrupted by the Cisco log display as well. So let's follow these instructions right here, pretty simple, same kind. So line VTY04, okay. Since it's a router, VTY04, in the switch always 0 to 15, okay. It's sometimes you see that routers also we use 015, that will also work. So line VTY04, okay, and password would be Cisco VTY pass, VTY PASS, exit timeout, exe tab, 5 and 0. Now transport input telnet. What does that mean? This command means only telnet will be allowed, not SSH and just the telnet. That's it. So transport input telnet. Transport input and telnet. Okay, that's the command. So I do that, and you know what, in the exec mode, in the console, I forgot to use the login command, but this time I'm using the login command. So I'm going to go back to the console and put the login command also. All right, now let's finish with this one first all the way. Now I'm going to type login, login. What does login command do? It prompts you to put your password. It allows you to log in by asking you that, hey, put your password. If you didn't do that login command, it will not prompt you to do the password. Okay, so then how would you log in basically? So then logging synchronous, loggi. Okay, logging synchronous. Okay, and then exit. Now I think in the console line I did not do any of those, logging or logging synchronous. I didn't do that. So I'm going to go back to the console. So I'm going to type line con 0 again, and I'm going to type login, login, login. Then I'm going to type logg and tab logging synchronous, tab C logging synchronous. I do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the exit again. Okay. Now encrypt the clear text password. To encrypt all the password, now I'm here now in this HI. I'm in the instruction subsection I, service password encryption, to encrypt all the passwords that we have so far assigned. Service, then just P password encryption showed up, enter, done that. So that much is done. So let's move on more. I'm going to do create a banner. We know the banner, for the banner I have a command called banner MOTD. MOTD stands for message of the day. And then with the pound hash key, hash sign, pound sign, or with the quotation mark, I could type whatever I want to type. That will be a message when the router is booted. Somebody, whoever is logging into the router, that person is going to see this message, that unauthorized access prohibited. Okay, that's the banner we want to create. Okay, let's do that. That I can actually do, in fact, I can copy. Since this is a longer command, I'm going to go ahead and copy all the way from this side. I think it's going to work better. Sometimes this copy and paste becomes very tricky. If you get one extra space, then as you paste it in the router's console, it's going to take you somewhere else. In the second line, it's not going to work well. So make sure that you don't take any extra space when you're copying. So I'm in the config mode. Paste in there. That's banner MOTD, unauthorized access prohibited. That's going to be our banner message of the day. Okay, done. Configure an IP address. Configure an IP address and interface description. Activate both interfaces on the router. So, well, router has the gigabit 00 and router has the gigabit 01. We're gonna put a description, add a description to each interface, and also assign, configure their IP addresses and subnet mask, and then also activate by using the no shutdown command. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to go to interface gigabit 00, int gigabit 00. Okay, enter. Description, connection to PCB, connection to PCB. Okay, and then IP address. This one I'm going to go ahead and copy this line, being lazy. Okay, copy here and then paste. So got the IP address done. Then no shutdown, I can just type up no shutdown, SHUT, no shut, tab shutdown, or I could simply press enter. Enter. That is done. Same thing I'm going to do now in gigabit 01. But watch what I do for the gigabit 01. I don't want to type at all. I want to type, just use my up arrow and down arrow keys. Okay, so just on my keyboard I'm using the up arrow key. Oh, I need to first go out, exit out of this interface. I'm still in the gigabit 00. Let's exit out first. EXIT, exit from that interface. Okay, and then I'm going to go to gigabit 01. So I can use up arrow key like that. Up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow. See 00? Just use the backspace key to make it 01. Enter. Again, use the keyboard up arrow key. I'm going to go to description on that. Here's a description. All I have to do is PCB, use the backspace key to make it PCA. That's all I do. Okay, in this case. Oh, no. Connection to S1. That's what I have to do. Okay, fine. So I'll keep on doing backspace. Don't use the mouse. Do not use the mouse to click in here. That's not going to work. You have to go here and use the backspace key one at a time. Connection to S1. So connection to capital S1. Okay, that's what it is, not PCB. Okay, and then IP address and subnet mask. Okay, so what I'm going to do, up arrow key. Here's the IP address. Now I need to change only this 0 to 1. Do not click here. Again, do not click and try to make it 1 here. It's not going to work. All the way from the back, use the keyboard to go the left arrow keys to go into there, like this. Keep on going on the left arrow keys. 1. Now that 0 has to be connected, has to be changed to 1 here. Now it's going to work. Okay, that's the right IP address. Then no shutdown. I'm going to also use the arrow key. Arrow, 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 no shutdown. Enter. Okay, and then exit. I could be so lazy that I don't have to want to type exit. I could just do arrow key like that. I'm going to find exit, exit, and enter. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Okay, now keep on going. So I'm going to give a little pause right here. So far we have done this IP addressing done. Okay, now they are exiting all the way to out of the config mode. Right now I'm in the global config mode. If I do exit one more time, I'm going to go to the privileged exit mode. Let's do that. I'm in the privileged exit mode. Okay, here. Now what? L instruction subset L says set the clock on the router. For example, clock set, then this hour, minute, and second, then the date, month, and year. Okay, fine. But this time I want you not to do copy and paste of that. Let's do today's date. I want to make sure that you put today's date, so I will know that whoever did copy paste, whoever typed up. Okay, so here I'm going to type clock, CLO, and then tab. Here's the clock. Just type S and tab set. Now let's put, right now time is 3 o'clock. That is 15. Okay, 15, then colon 301 right now. So 01 colon say 00. That's our time. And today is, what is the day of the month? April the 1st. So I'm going to type 01. Okay, April. Okay, and 2020. It took it. Okay, it worked. If there's no error happened, then it's working. That command was taken. Okay, executed. Now save the running configuration to the startup configuration file. How do I do that? We're going to copy the running config over to the startup config. I do not have a startup config as of right now. This is a brand new router. We have not done anything. Remember, the startup config was erased, which even I didn't have to begin with. So now I'm going to type copy, COPY, just RUN run, tab, then just ST, tab. So copy running config, startup config, and then enter. Confirm, file name is file name startup config, yeah, enter. Good, done. Okay, now it's asking you what would be the result of reloading the router prior to completing the copy running config startup config. If I did not copy the running config over to the startup config, then my running config, all the configuration that I have done would be lost. And if I reload, if I reboot the router without saving it, right now I already saved it. If I reloaded the router without saving it, then I would have lost the running config. That's the answer. That we would, or simply the running config would be lost. Would be lost when reloaded. Okay. Now, verify network connectivity. Ping from PCB from a command prompt on PCA. It may be necessary to disable the PC's firewalls. Were the pings successful? PCB to PCA. Okay. After the completing the series of commands, what type of remote access could be used for to access R1? Okay. Now, remotely access R1 from PCA using Terraterm Telnet client. Okay, so we'll try to do that. So first of all, let's do the ping from PCB to PCA. So let's go to the PCB. Here I am in the PCB. And I go to the, not the terminal, I go to the command prompt. And I'm going to type ping, P-I-N-G, ping to PCA. PCA's IP address was, if I remember, 192.168.1.3. I'm pinging. Timed out, then reply. Good. If I do one more time with the up arrow key, ping, same command, enter, now I get all the replies. So the ping was successful. So I type here in this instruction, were the pings successful? Yes. After completing this series of command, what type of remote access could be used to access R1? So whatever so far we have done, we made the router R1 accessible via Telnet. Remember, we used the command transport input Telnet, and the router R1 also has an IP address, and also has the VTUI line, has a password, and the VTUI line we use the login command, login command. So we should be able to access the R1 remotely via Telnet. Okay, and so if I go to the PC now, which PC he is going? Let's see. Go to the PCA and try to access the router. Okay, using the Terraterm. Okay, and let's see if we can do that. PCA. I'm gonna go to PCA and let's see what is the terminal. Okay, if there's the Terraterm software in here, if I simply go to the terminal, click on OK, you see Terraterm is installed in here. That's a terminal emulation program. Telnet SSH client. Okay, let's see. I go here, Telnet. Let me see if that allows me hostname. I could do this way, my friends. I could go to the desktop, use the Telnet. So again, I'm going to close out from here. Telnet SSH client. Okay. Where did I see that? Right here. Telnet SSH client. If I go here, I'm not seeing Terraterm installed in here. So this should work. Telnet right here. Instead of SSH, choose Telnet. And what IP address of the R1? That is 192.168.1.1. Okay, and then connect. Yes, it's trying to connect and it's asking for the password. But since we are using Telnet, we are going to the router remotely using the VTY. So what was the VTY password? Remember Cisco VTY? CISCO VTY, that was the password. Oh, VTY pass, I think, yes. CISCO VTY PASS. Yes, I'm in. And then I go to enable mode and everything. Enable has a password also. And that was Cisco 12345. CISCO 12345. I remember that. So I'm in the privileged exit mode. So yes, we are able to. We're able to. They're using Terraterm. We just use this whatever client software they had. That's perfectly fine. So we are able to Telnet. Okay. So now they're asking here. Oh, so first of all, after completing this series, what type of remote access could be used? That answer should be Telnet. 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 And was the remote access successful in here? I say yes, remote access was successful. Why is the Telnet protocol considered to be a security risk? Well, Telnet is not a security, it's a secured protocol because it does not encrypt the password. It doesn't encrypt the communication. When the data is traveling remotely from me to all the way to the router, what that may be in New York, I'm in Dallas. So the data is traveling all the way remotely to going to New York to my router. That data is not being encrypted. It's a plain text is going out. That is a very serious security risk. So why is considered to be a security risk? Because it is not encrypted, or because USE, the communication data is not encrypted. Okay, encrypted. It is sent as plain text. Okay. Now step 4, they're asking configure the router for SSH access. Okay, configure the router for SSH access. Okay, let me see if anybody made any more comments. No, we're all good. He's talking about, okay, good, fantastic. Okay, so enable the SSH connection. Yeah, we know how to do that. We're going to, again, we're right now in the privileged exit mode. We're going to go to the terminal config. We're going to create a domain name. We're going to create a username and a password. We're going to go to line VTY 04. Use the transport input SSH. Then type login local, so that this local username and password that you are creating in the local database, this username and password that we're going to create here, that will be used for the SSH connection. And then generate the encryption password, encryption key, and then exit. So let's follow all these steps to configure the router for SSH access. Okay, so we have to go to R1. I close this, go to R1. Okay, R1 has logged us out. So log in again. Well, the console login was what? Cisco Con Pass. CISCONPASS. Yes, I'm in. Now I have to go to the enable mode. Enter. The password for enable mode was Cisco12345. CISCO12345. Yes, we're in. Now go to configure. Go to the terminal mode or global config mode. Conf T. Okay, configure terminal. Got it. Now we have to create a domain name ccnalab.com. Fine. IP DOMAIN dash N, then I can do tab. A domain name would be CCNA lab, CCNA, then dash LAB dot com. Okay, got that. Okay, now I'm going to create a username and privilege level 15 and the secret admin pass 1. This one I'm going to go ahead and copy from here. It's a long line. I'll be lazy enough to type it in here. That one, making sure no extra space I'm taking from anywhere. Right mouse click on it, copy, and then come here, right mouse click on it, paste. Okay, I'm creating a username. Username is admin. Its privilege level is 15. Okay, that means all the way to the highest level privilege. And then secret, the password is admin pass 1. Encrypted password is admin pass 1. So I'm going to press enter. Done. Now I'm going to go to the VTY line or remote access line, and I'm going to set it for SSH instead of Telnet. So Telnet will no longer be allowed, just the SSH will be allowed. Okay, I'm going to type line VTY 024. Okay, transport input SSH, TRANS input SSH. Okay, that, and I press tab. So enter, and then login local. Login local again. Why I'm going to type login local, so that this local user database in the router that I created and username and password, that will be used for remotely login. So I'm going to type login LOGIN local, login local, and then exit from the VTY line. I'm still in the global config mode. So far for SSH, I have created a domain name and I have created username and password. I have not created the encryption key yet. So I'm going to type crypto key generate RSA. So CRY tab K tab G tab crypto key generate RSA. Okay, R tab. Now modulus 1024. I can type up all at once right now, if the whole line, or I can just simply press enter right now. RSA enter, and it's asking how many bytes. Okay, how many bits key do you want? Not byte. How many bits? So I'm going to type 1024 and press enter. Okay, so 24 bits of key I created, and then I'm going to ignore the global config mode. Okay. Now remotely access R1 from PCA using Teraterm SSH client. Open Teraterm and enter the G01 interface IP address and R1 in the host. Okay, field the in the host field. Okay, field of the Teraterm new connection window. Ensure that SSH radio button is selected. Okay, so they are doing from PCA using the Teraterm, but we have our terminal client. I'm going to use that to connect to SSH. So let's go to PCA. Here I am, PCA. I have this terminal client. Here it is, Telnet SSH client. So I click on it, and SSH is selected. So hostname IP address is this. 192.168.1.1. What is the username? Username was, I guess, admin. Was that the username? Let's see. It's admin. Username was admin. ADMIN, admin, and click on connect. Asking for the password. The password was admin pass1. Admin pass1. Okay. ADMIN PASS1. Yes, I am in. Look at this banner message, unauthorized access prohibited. That was the message of the day that we had created. So every time you log in, it shows you that message. Okay, you attempt to log in, it shows you that message, that R1. So here I am, I'm already in. So SSH is worked. Okay, display router information in part 3. You will use show commands from an SSH session to retrieve information from the router. Establish SSH session on R1. Okay, I already have done it. Step 1 from the PCB, I already have done from PCA, good enough. Retrieve important hardware and software information. Use the show version command to answer question about the router. What is the name of the iOS image that the router is running? Okay, so let's use the show version command. I'm in the privileged exit mode. I'm going to use the show version command. SHOW, just VER, tab, enter. Okay, I can make this window a little bigger, would be easier to see more. Okay, then spacebar, 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 all those things. Okay, now you're going to see in the flash drive, in the flash memory, a file. That file is going to have .bin, bin, right here. See in the flash memory? That's the image file. Image file is this. Okay, that's the name of the. So what is exactly the name of the file? That starts from this C, right here. That is the exact name of the Cisco iOS file, all the way here till bin. So I right mouse click on it, copy it. That's the name. Okay. So what is the name of the iOS image that the router is running? I'm going to type here. That's the answer. Paste. That's the operating system name, file name. How much non-volatile random access memory NVRAM router have? Well, you have to look for it. NVRAM, wherever we have the NVRAM. Okay, look through it, because this is not showing exactly the way normally a router shows. It's not showing that. It's showing a lot less. So wherever it has the NVRAM, non-volatile memory, how many megabyte that is going to show. This is like 491. That is actually 512. Okay, that's byte of memory. But I'm going to see the flash is 249. That's 256 bytes of flash memory. And here is this 255K bytes of that. That's the non-volatile memory. So we found it. Okay, NVRAM. 255K kilobytes of non-volatile configuration memory. So the answer would be 256 actually KB, kilobyte. The 255, that is 256 kilobyte KB. Okay, how much flash memory does the router have? Well, here is the flash, compact flash, 249. But remember, 249 will mean 256. But this is, look at here, this is not 256K. Actually, it's 249,856K, meaning 249 megabyte, 259 million actually. So I'm going to say 256 MB, megabyte. 256 MB, megabyte, not kilobyte. If I have to say kilobyte, then I'm going to have to write all the way to here. Then it's going to be K. Okay, but I'm going to put into megabyte, so I'm taking 3 digits off and putting it in the million byte. Okay. Okay. Now, then it shows, okay, the show commands often provide multiple screens of output. Filtering the output allows a user to display a certain section of the output. Okay, so anyway, okay, look at this. How do I do show version and include command? This is how I do. Because the show version is a long, the output is very long. What it's telling you is this. When you use the show version command, the output is going to have so long, so you have to go back and forth to look for a line. What if you just put a pipe in here and add something to it, so you can take you right there, the word that you're looking for. For example, in here, look, I have this configuration register right here. My configuration register is 0x2102. That's my configuration register. Okay, that's very last line, but I'm just looking and looking and looking. I don't find it. There's an easy way, my friends. That's what they're teaching you. So here this time I'm gonna type show version, but with the pipe I'm gonna add this line, include register. Okay, let's do that. Show version, SHOW and then there's a pipe on your keyboard. Where you have the backslash right under the backspace in my keyboard, near in that area. Use the shift, hold the shift key, and use that backslash or the straight line. That one is called the pipe, and you type include register, INCLUDE, include register, REGISTER, include register. Press enter. See, it shows right away the configuration register is 0x2102. Okay, what is the boot process for the router on the next reload? What it means, 2102 is a normal boot. Okay, so that is 0x2102 means normal boot. Normal boot, as opposed to entering in the password recovery mode. Okay, display the startup configuration, step 3. Now I'm moving forward to the next step in the instruction. Step 3, display the startup configuration. Use the show startup config command on the router to answer the following question: how are passwords presented in the output? Okay, so show startup config. Remember, sometimes we have done show running config. Now I'm doing show startup config. Yes, we can do that since we have copied the running config to the startup, so we have the startup config now. Show just st tab, okay, star tab startup config. Enter. Now look at all the passwords, how the password is going to be coming up. Okay, spacebar, I'm pressing spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. Okay, and line con 0, look at the password. Password is all encrypted. Then line VTY 0, in that, what is the password? Password is all encrypted. Okay, so all these passwords are coming encrypted. How are the passwords presented in the output? So I can say passwords are encrypted, not in the plain text. Okay, use the show startup config, then this pipe, and then type begin VTY, that command. That means, look, the startup config is so long, it's hard to look for a particular line, but I'm looking for this VTY line. That's what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do, I want the startup, show the startup config, but begin in here. I can do that. I have show startup config, begin VTY. If I do copy from here, that's one way to do it. Copy and paste here. Okay, that show startup config, begin VTY. Then it's going to take me right there where it says VTY, start from there. Well, the copy paste didn't work well, so I'm going to type it up myself. That's what is happening. Okay, maybe one more space was there. See, show startup config space, just only one space. Then I do this pipe, and then I do begin, BEGIN VTY. Did not work. Okay, go again. Now this time I'm going to type up the command completely. START startup. Okay, show startup config, then pipe, begin VTY. VTY. No, it did not. In this case, maybe sometimes whatever is happening, I don't quite get it. It did not. Let me see if it takes me the include command. Okay. Instead of begin, if I do include VTY, if that helps. VTY. No, my friends, it's all right. I passed that. Okay, let's move on to the next. Display the what was the result using the command? We didn't get a result. Our command is not even the packet tracer is not taking this command. Okay, display the routing table on the router. Okay, see show IP route. That's the command to display the routing table. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to go to show IP route. Here's my routing table. The routing table is right here. That is the routing table, including this line. This whole thing is the routing table. Okay, now what are they asking about it? Let's see. They are asking what code is used in the routing table to indicate a directly connected network. A directly connected network would be C. C means directly connected. This particular network is directly connected. Okay, look at this L. L is also directly connected, but L is not denoting, L is not representing a network, just the gigabit interface itself, not a whole network. Just the say .1 that shows just an IP address, local. L means local IP address of the gigabit 00, not a whole network that is connected. Okay, so what code directly connected should be C. That's the answer. How many route entries are coded with C, with the C code in routing table? 2 of them, because I have 2 separate network connected. Here is one C and here is another C. These 2 C, they are directly connected. So 2 networks. How many? Display a summary list of the interfaces on the router. Show IP interface brief. Okay, show IP interface brief. If I do that, it's going to display. So I'm going to do that. Show IP interface brief. Okay, look at that. Show IP interface brief. So here, what they're asking, what command changed the status of the gigabit ports from administratively down to up? That was the no shutdown command. Okay, right now it's up. They all are up, and even it's up and up. Okay, both ways up. Now VLAN 1, for example, is administratively down. See, if I move this a little bit, say protocol is up, but the VLAN, that one, we didn't do anything on that. We didn't create a VLAN. That is administratively down. Okay, but our gigabit, those ones we have configured, gigabit 0 and gigabit 1, they are up. Okay, so asking what command? No shutdown was the command. No shutdown was the command. Okay, now configure IPv6 and verify connectivity. Assign IPv6 addresses to R1 gigabit 00 and enable IPv6 routing. Okay. This lab is just too long. I don't know why they have done all of these things. They could have been a little bit smaller, but it's okay. We're almost there. Okay. IPv6 addresses to R1 00 and enable v6 routing. Okay. Easy peasy. Assign an IPv6 global unicast address to gigabit 00. Assign the local link address in addition to the unicast address on the interface and enable IPv6 routing. To enable IPv6 routing, we type this command IPv6 unicast routing. Okay, and we are doing a link local address also. So let's go ahead and type in the addresses. I'm going to go to config T. I'm in the router in the R1. Config T. Okay, I'm in the config mode. I have to go to the interface mode. So I'm going to go interface gigabit 00. Gigabit 00. And type IPv6. IP. If I want to, I could actually copy that command, IPv6 address, as long as you don't take any extra space, making sure. Then you are able to copy from here. Okay, and paste it here. Okay, it took it. And then IPv6 address again with the local link local address. So I do that. Right mouse click on it, copy, and I put the link local address. Remember, it has, I have to use both addresses, the link local and the global unicast, both addresses. So once I use the global unicast address, that is this one, it's 2001. This is the IP address, IPv6 address. Then I have to also assign the link local address, which is FE80. We have done that all in the first semester just a few weeks ago. So we all already know what they are. This is the global unicast and this is the link local. Okay, and then of course I'm going to do no shutdown. In this case, no shutdown was not needed because we already have done it. That's why it didn't give me any message that the status changed to up, because it was already up. We had done the no shutdown earlier when we did the IPv4 address, and you only do that only one time. You don't have to keep on doing it every time you do an IP address on the same interface. Okay, then exit from the interface mode. I'm still in the global config mode. Here I'm going to type IPv6 unicast routing. IPv6, which is this command right here. IPv6 unicast routing, I'm going to type that command. Okay, that's how you enable IPv6 operation on a router. IPv6 unicast routing. Just uni and then press tab. It does it for you. Done. Then I can go ahead and exit from the config mode also. I'm in the privileged exec mode. Okay. Now, here I am moving on to the next, on the B subsection of the instruction. It shows use the show IPv6 interface brief command to verify IPv6 setting on R1. Okay. Now, show IPv6 interface brief. So let's do that. Show IPv6 int and just br, that will do. Yes. In here, I see the gigabit Ethernet 00 has the IPv6 address. Gigabit 01 does not have IPv6. We have not assigned IPv6 address to the other interface. Only 00 has. Good. If no IPv6 address is assigned to 01, why is it listed as up? Because it has been activated using IPv4 address, because it was CAUSC, because it was already activated using IPv4 address. That's why it is showing up. So we already have done no shutdown command on both the interfaces. Okay. Now we're moving down to instruction subsection C. Issue the ipconfig command on PCB to examine the IPv6 configuration. What is the IPv6 address assigned to PCB? So I'm going to go to PCB. We have not done anything with IPv6 on the PCB, but let's check. PCB, wow, too many. Okay, here is PCB. That was the earlier one. Don't need that. Okay, PCB. I'm in the PCB, and ipconfig command PCB to examine the, well, ipconfig should not work in here. ipconfig should not show anything on the about the IPv6. It does not. It's only show v4. Okay, but you know, I can do IPv6 config if I want to. Maybe this instruction is wrong here. Okay, if I try IPv6 config, IPv6 config, sometimes it doesn't even take that command. Let me see if it takes or not. Yes, IPv6 config on the PCB. That's what they should have told us in the instruction. Okay, so IPv6 address is not there. IPv6 address is not there. Default gateway is nothing is there. Okay, we have not configured that. Okay, okay. What is the IPv6 address assigned to PCB? There's nothing. There's just 00. So I'm going to type that. : That's what is assigned. Default gateway assigned. Default gateway is also : nothing else. Just : okay. Issue a ping from PCB to R1 default gateway link local address. Was it successful? Okay. So from here, if I do ping FEAD : 1, that was the link local address. If you go up in the right here, see the link local address in the router was FEAD : 1. So if I can ping this from the PCB, that's what I'm checking right now. Okay, here, issue the ping command from the PCB to the R1 default gateway link local address. Was it successful? That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm doing ping FEAD : 1. Enter. You got the reply. It was successful, because link local address, that one is, even if you just broadcast, you're going to reach it to there. Okay, was it successful? Okay, so yes, it was successful, even though we didn't have anything assigned. We did not have anything assigned in here. We just did a broadcast, and it's going to reach to there. FEAD. Okay, issue a ping from PCB to R1 IPv6 unicast address. Was it successful? This time I'm going to ping not the FEAD. FEAD I pinged and it worked. Okay, I worked. This worked. Okay, how about I ping not the FEAD, not the link local, but the global unicast address, this address. So let's try that. Copy. So I'm going to ping ping, and I'm going to type that address, that. Press enter. Let's try to ping that one. Okay, and let's see whether it's successful or not. One time is timed out. Let's see the second time. We're going to see the second, third, and fourth time. That's how we're going to know. Okay. So it timed out all the way. It timed all the way because we did not configure the PCB for the IPv6. Okay. Do you know what we could do to do that? Let me tell you. If I were to go to the PCB and do this, what is the PCB? Here I'm in the PCB, IP configuration. If I were to go here, click on this auto config, which I'm not doing it. If you click on the auto config, it's going to automatically configure out everything with the broadcast in the, it's going to get the FE80 everything. Then it will work, which I have not done yet. Okay, I'm not going to do that. They didn't ask me to do it. So was it successful? I say no. No, it was not successful. Now, reflection. In searching a network connectivity issue, a technician suspects, okay, that I leave it up to you, the reflection. No need. So this is how much we have accomplished. The lab is done. It took a very long time because it's a long lab. What time did we start? We started in 2:15 and right now it's 3:43, almost 3:45. So an hour and a half. Hour and a half we took in this lab. So for this lab, I want you to send me both files, the PDF file and the PKA file, both of them I would require you. And let me write in the comment, do we have to turn the PDF file to? Yes. So I'm going to type this comment over here. Let me bring this window to this monitor where you all have live. Let me see, let me type it up. Say, you need class, you need to submit both the PKA and PDF file. For this lab. Okay, so I typed that in for you. So you're gonna have, so again, anybody who will be watching this video, you would know that your instruction is you got to send me both files. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Now be sure, file, if you already have saved it in a name, then this time just click on save. I already have saved it. Okay, click on save. So the file is now saved. Okay, and I'm gonna close it out. Now on this instruction file, I'm gonna go over briefly, so anybody missed anything can go over this video again and see things at the very end, everything that is filled out. I'm gonna go slowly so you can pause the video later on in case you missed out on any lines, and so you can copy it later on. And once I go all the way here, what it does it say? TCP/IP host, that was the SSH. Yes. Was it successful? Yes. Was the remote successful? Yes, it was. When I did SSH, it was successful in here. Yeah, we're doing the SSH. Okay, it was successful. Okay, display router information, all those things are good. So you can see this right here. In case you missed out anything, display the video command. What was the result? I say command was not taken, did not work. Unfortunately for us, command did not work. That was in step 3, display the startup configuration. We did this begin VTUI, it did not work for us. Sometimes some things don't work in the packet tracer, but in real life it does. In real network it does. Real router switch. Display the routing table on the router. We were able to do that. Those are all good. This is all good to the end. I did not do the reflection. I leave it up to you, this reflection part. That ends our lab today. I hope you all remain safe, good, healthy, and we'll see you again Monday and Wednesday. So far, what have we done in this week? Just one chapter and the two labs, and today is Wednesday. Okay, so next week, Monday on, unless I go to, I do not know. If I do decide to go to live again before Monday, I'm going to send you out notification. Otherwise, just shoot for Monday. So this week we got a slow start, beautiful, no harm done. We're in good shape still, very, very much in good shape. So I thank you all for joining in. And let's see what I have to go to stop the streaming. Goodbye to all of you.